Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast where we will be discussing about more interesting stuff in the Wi-Fi security today. Today I got a guest, Gia Kerr. I'll let him introduce. Gia, over to you.
Hello, I'm Gia. I was a Wi-Fi engineer for a couple of years at a university, and then I switched roles to a network security company, and now I am kind of like combining the experiences that I've gained in both companies together in my day-to-day job.
That's pretty cool. So can you give us like how you actually started your journey into the Wi-Fi?
When I was working at a university, I had a mentor who actually introduced me to the world of Wi-Fi. I actually took a lot of interest into it. It interested me a lot, and I really felt that it was for me because it just everything just seemed to click, and everything just seemed to flow so well. Um, how I started was actually just being a wireless site survey boy, which is basically going to many places throughout the university campus and performing wireless site surveys. Then after that, actually during that process, I was pushed to study the CWNA syllabus, and that is basically how it all started.
Okay, so you reckon that your actually journey started with doing surveys and mentorship and CWNA, that's pretty much where
Yep,
you kicked off.
yep,
That's
yep,
pretty good
definitely.
start. If I'm, for an example, new to the industry, what do you reckon to the people out there in the market that what from where they should start with?
If they want to get into Wi-Fi.
Yes, that's right.
Probably the CWNA book. Like besides the CWNA book, definitely experience, real world Wi-Fi experience because you learn the most when you're making mistakes and when you're troubleshooting issues in the field. Some great resources would be, yeah, like I said, the CWNA book and of course Rasika's website.
Definitely, I feel it like it came like before we had like a Google or something that were very
Oh yeah,
popular.
definitely, definitely. It's like a compressed knowledge base of everything Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Cool. Let's move to a next main segment where I have a quick question for you. What are the top five security concerns you often found into and while troubleshooting a client or while troubleshooting or observed from a different case by case?
Typically I do see clients or customers what they love doing is hiding their SSIDs. They think they're hidden because well, Windows can't discover that their SSID, so they think it's all secure and everything.
So,
Unfortunately not. It's very easily discovered if you're doing an over-the-air Wi-Fi packet capture or even using a half decent wireless discovery software, you can easily discover that that hidden network exists and attempt to well connect to it
so
by any
you
means.
so you reckon that that's one of the misconceptions that people are having that hidden
Yes.
SSID means insecurity kind of thing, but it's
Yes.
actually a
And
not secure.
usually, yeah, 100%. And usually what they like to pair with hidden SSIDs is MAC address filtering.
Oh, so that's another, people call it as a secure kind of thing, but
Yes.
how
But if
easy to spoof?
you just download a software from the internet, any software really, change your MAC address and that's it. And nowadays, a lot of our devices come with MAC randomization. So there's that as well. So your MAC address filtering basically just does not work at all. You're just wasting your time populating a massive list of MAC addresses only for it to be, well, spoofed.
Cool.
It's
And
just a waste of time.
so the first one, as you mentioned, is more like hidden SSID. Second is an MAC filtering. What would be the third most common issues that you found?
I would say if users are running say PSK-based SSIDs like a WPA2 personal for whatever reason. Maybe they have like devices that can't do 802.1x. They are using passwords that are too weak, that are too simple, that can be easily brute forced or um, attacked via dictionary attack. I would say that.
So what do you reckon? So for an example, if people have like a guest SSID, which usually opens, and they have a few, randomized passwords that generated by the portal, or if someone have like an IoT kind of SSID, which is usually PSK2 because there are a bunch of old devices that needs to be support. What do
Yeah.
you suggest?
Make the password as complicated and as long as possible.
Okay.
As long as the say symbols are actually supported on those devices, because some devices do not support certain symbols on the keyboard.
Okay. So, and how frequently do you suggest people to change their password? Because I know that couple of organization, they have like IoT password, they set the one password and it remains same for years and years.
I'll definitely
So,
change it. Oh, sorry. Yep.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
what do you suggest?
definitely once every 3 to 6 months
Okay.
is the general best practice for that. Yeah.
Cool.
Because there can be, say, especially for guest networks or more or say BYOD networks, you give the PSK to the person, and if you were to change once every say 3 to 5 years, if that employee leaves, they still have access to that network, and that's a um security concern.
Cool. What would be the fourth one that you would suggest in this category?
The fourth one would be make sure the Wi-Fi protocol that you are using is up to date, at least 802.11 and above. In fact, 802.11n is already showing its age, but basically do not use anything that is pre-RSNE. At least use something that is WPA2 something something, and don't use WPS as well.
Okay. Cool. What's your take on some people using a combination of WPA and WPA2?
Yeah, that's vulnerable because WPA1 is pre-RSNE, so that is it's using a weak encryption cipher that is vulnerable that has been cracked. So that's just not good. That's not the way forwards.
Cool. And what would be the last, fifth one that you usually notice while troubleshooting clients' cases?
This is something I would say this is something more on the network level rather than the wireless level. That would be segmentation, network segmentation. Yeah, always segment your network properly. Ensure that your ACLs, your firewall policies, especially properly segment or yeah, segregate between your corporate network and your guest network and your less secure network.
Cool. So if I have to cover it off, so the first one you mentioned that hidden SSID is a kind of a scam.
Oh
Second
yeah,
would be an MAC filtering. Third would be an utilizing the PSK for your SSID. And if you are using for XYZ reason, change it every 3 to 6 months and use the longest password that can be possible. Fourth one would be using anything which is pre-RSNE. And fifth one is the segmentation of your network. So for an
yeah,
example, if they have multiple SSID, do the segmentation based on groups or based on the access level.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Like, because if someone really is really determined to invest their time and resources into attacking your network for whatever reason, they will by all means do whatever they can. So it's very important to be able to protect yourself against that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Gia, for sharing this. And this is definitely helps a lot of people when they are creating a new SSID. So these are kind of five base rules that they need to keep
Yeah.
in mind when creating a new WLAN. Now let's move into a next session, which is more important and like a kind of funny one as well, where
Okay.
it's kind of a rapid fire round.
Oh, God. Okay. Let's
So,
see. Let's see how we go.
where I will be asking you the few questions, you can say kind of an agree, disagree, or one word, or just your take on it. It's not
Okay.
have to be in like more descriptive, but it has to be like a more interactive. So the first one is this is more related to your ETLS kind of thing. If I would say that if PEEP should have deprecated 5 years ago, what you would say? You agree or disagree with that?
I would say this one I'm really on the fence with it. For like for purely for security reasons and the fact that it can be vulnerable, it probably the inner authentication is vulnerable, yes, but looking at the logistics, it's just simpler to implement and if you do implement it properly, it is secure.
Okay, cool. Next one. This is more like an hypothetical. If you would wake up and you think that in the calendar it's 2009, where just WPA2 brand new came outside, what the one thing you would change it before actually world start using it?
Um, Definitely not make the PSK involved in the PMK part
So,
of the authentication
so what basically you are
for
suggesting?
WPA2 personal. Yeah.
So what you are suggesting is that PMK should not derive from PSK.
Yep, that's right. Maybe
Okay,
PSK shouldn't be involved in the derivation of the PMK.
yeah, so that's why we got WPA3 now.
That is that is right.
Cool. The next one is what is the most embarrassing wireless misconfiguration you have ever seen?
Forgot to broadcast the SSID and everyone's thinking, oh, the Wi-Fi isn't working.
That's the
I mean, the
most
AP is
funny.
on.
And let me guess, clients would also say to you that I can see some lights on the AP.
Oh yeah, definitely. Lights. Oh, it means the AP is on. That's about it.
Cool. Next one is what is the biggest lie a wireless vendor have ever said to you?
You can achieve a multi-gigabit speeds while connected to the Wi-Fi.
So it's just in like a selling line, you can say.
Absolutely. Especially when they advertise the wireless AP and that can do multi-gigabit speeds, I always find that pretty funny. Like it is a wow factor. It's an eye catcher for sure.
Yeah, cool. The next one, this is more like an Wireshark side of it because you know, understand that wireless security required a lot of like packet captures and a clear understanding of like what happens over the air communication. So, what is the one filter you would say that everyone should do a tattoo of it because it's just so bare minimum and required when using an Wireshark?
Well, in the context of wireless over-the-air captures, definitely ETH.ADDR.
So that you
Yeah,
reckon, so probably the next tattoo
because you
would
need
be
the
that.
MAC address. Yeah, MAC address and well, the next step would be the IP address, IP.ADDR.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one. If you have a 60 minutes and if you have a no budget and you have to create and corporate WLAN, what you should actually do?
Zero budget.
Yes.
If I had zero budget and had very minimal knowledge on networking and WLAN infrastructure, ChatGPT.
So do you
Describe
reckon
your
ChatGPT?
situation to ChatGPT or any AI tool of your choice. ChatGPT or Claude. Claude is very good at this. It will tell you pretty well on what to do.
Okay. So if I have to ask you to rate it, how much would you rate that, Claude or ChatGPT suggestion on creating WLAN?
I personally go with Claude. The thing is, I've never actually asked it that question before. Let me try it now.
Okay.
Let me try it now. How to harden my Wi-Fi, my enterprise Wi-Fi network. Let's see what it gives me.
Cool.
It is giving me, wow, you've got your ETLS, your EPEEP, your ETTLS. It's telling me to configure WPA3, WPA2 enterprise, your radius infrastructure, your ETLS, your certificate management infrastructure, network segmentation, what we covered just now.
Yeah.
Wow, even SSID design, minimize the SSID count. Data rates, disable legacy data rates.
Oh, that's
This
very common.
I would say um I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh,
You
that's
got
pretty
your
cool.
monitoring, logging, guest network as well, policies, how to create your MDM policies, VLAN segmentation, pen testing to validate. Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. The response is pretty solid.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's move on to actual one of the thing that you just picked up, BYOD stuff. You
Hmm.
know, having an enterprise working for the organizations, this is very common when guests come to your network and they said that, hey, I can't connect to your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is not good enough. What do you always say? What is your first reaction on that?
It's the user's problem.
I love that answer.
I've in multiple occasions I've showed up on site. I asked the customer, "What do you think of the Wi-Fi?" And they say it's shit. It's shit. Then I asked them, what's the name of the Wi-Fi network you connect to? Oh no, it's just my mobile data.
Oh, nice one.
Yep. And the entire building had like a chicken wire type of mesh around it. So yeah, there you have it.
Cool.
So it was their mobile data that was having poor reception, and they were not even connected to the Wi-Fi in the first place. So yes, it's a user issue.
User issue. I always like that answer. Cool. So for my next incident, I will be using that. Um, this is more like in for your Wi-Fi lab kind of thing at your home. What's the weirdest thing that you have done in your home Wi-Fi network?
Set up a mesh, perform a site survey with Wi-Fi Man, the Wi-Fi Man application.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I should do that too.
yeah, it's pretty good. It measures, it tells you when you roam as well. So yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty cool. Yeah,
cool, nice. The next one is more related to the ETLS. Um, when we talk about security, we just everyone says that, hey, just deploy ETLS, you should be fine, specifically for enterprise kind of level. But what's the one thing that you reckon that people don't know about it or they have misinterpreted?
I have two things: roaming speeds and where is your authentication server? How are you connected to the authentication server? Is your authentication server on-prem, or is it remote in a remote location and you are reaching that remote location using, let's say, an IPsec VPN?
Okay. So
Yes. And
basically,
yeah.
yep, sorry.
And for the radius protocol, are you using regular radius over UDP or radius over TCP or radius over TLS if you want to throw that in?
Okay, cool. Good to know. Next question is actually one of my favorite. Zero trust in Wi-Fi. Do you reckon is an actually genuine shift or it's an old segmentation with like kind of a rebranding?
All right, first and foremost, the only zero trust thing that I've ever heard of is ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access, which is basically don't trust anything, check everything. Zero trust in wireless. It's a rebranded version of network segmentation. it's literally just called network segmentation.
So it's an like an same old concept, but just put
Yeah,
a new wording in front of it,
yeah,
so people think that hey, something cool happening in the
yeah, and
market. But
sprinkle some icing sugar on top.
cool. Next one, if you are doing a like a post incident review and someone has like, by mistake have expired certificate for their, kind of web auth or something like that, and user have by mistake accepted the risk, that what do you reckon? What can go wrong having an, expired certificate on a web auth link?
Um, well, if the certificate is spoofed, then and the user has entered their user credentials, they might be in trouble.
So you reckon that having a secured network, that means have to have invalid certificates on the all web auth.
Definitely.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
definitely.
This is
Well,
the
a valid
last.
unexpired certificate, definitely.
And what do you suggest? Having an self-assign is good enough, or usually having an signed by third party like DigiCert or something, it's more secure way of doing it.
Okay, this one is a bit. This one is a bit of a can of worms to get into because when you set up a captive portal, somewhere in your network there has to reside a well, actually, yeah, if you use DigiCert, that will work as well. Because I'm thinking in terms of the CA certificate, right? A
Okay.
CA certificate, like whether you install it or whatnot, but at the end of the day, you really just need the generated server certificate on the server side. So I'd say yes, a DigiCert does work. An internal if you have an internal PKI infrastructure,
Yeah.
whether you're using um, products like Forti Authenticator, your Cisco ICE or Windows Server Certificate services, that works as well.
Cool. The last one is if someone is new to this industry or they wanted to keen to learn about, Wi-Fi, what one book, blog, or podcast or the tool you would advise them to start using it from day one?
CWNA and Rasika's blog.
So start following Rusika's YouTube channel.
Just start, yeah, exactly, 100%. Read his blog and read his go to his YouTube channel and check out his videos. His videos are really good.
Cool. Thank you so much, Gia. This was the end of the rapid fire session. And before we let you go, there's a last
That was
question.
fun. Yeah.
What is the one advice you would give to an future engineers about Wi-Fi?
Get your skin in the game. Just just do it. You have to experience it for yourself. Or else if you're just like reading theory the whole day, trust me, it just flies over your head. I mean, that's for me.
Cool. Thank you so much, Gia. We'll just end the session
No
here.
worries.
And for
Thank you
thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much for sharing the knowledge and insights about the Wi-Fi security. And yeah, see you around when you're in.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time. See you around.
Thank you.